Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Accountability Mentorship. I am Michael Fields, CEO and founder of Fire and Entrepreneurship Services. So this week we're going to go ahead and talk about self-development materials and mentorship of others. What kind of material do you need to get from your mentors? When we find our self-development material, we want to find somebody or a mentor or something on a goal of where we're trying to be in the future. So try to choose somebody that is where you want to be. Someone that's a millionaire, someone that is somewhat successful. We're shooting for trying to not imitate exactly what they do, but we're trying to get to be financially where they're at. This could be some successful person that you idolize. This also could be someone who makes double your salary, someone that is just more successful than you are. You want to try to find material based on them to help make yourself a little more successful. After you found that person that you would like to be in their shoes one day or make the money they make, immerse yourself in their content. Follow their podcasts, listen to their books, listen to their audible books. You want to immerse yourself in all of their material. Sometimes successful people will have functions and stuff that you can do too. Now in today's 2020 world, you can do a lot of that stuff online. So, enroll in their conferences, enroll in their motivational speeches and stuff like that also. And don't feel like, hey, this dude makes a lot more money than me. There's no way that I'm going to be able to do that. Just know that every millionaire has started somewhere, or majority of millionaires that are very successful nowadays started exactly where you're at right now. Now, there is some millionaires out there that had a head start from their family or, had money to start investing and start to make money. But there's a lot of millionaires out there that started from nothing, probably less than what you have. So keep that in the back of your head when you're looking for these mentors also. The only difference between you and them is that they decided to do something with their dreams and goals. If you decide not to do anything with your dreams and goals, are you going to stay in the same area you were at right now? You're going to stay probably stagnant, right? So it's time to start now. It's your time. It's your time to get up and do what you need to do to be successful. Keep all this in the back of your head that, every rich person may not have started off the way that you think they did. You might have started off the exact same way that you're doing right now. When we're following these mentors, it's imperative that we listen to their material, take their notes, and do exactly what they say. Now, if it's a life-changing thing, I get it. Don't quit your job right now. You want to make sure that you put food on the table for your family. But, if they have challenges for you to do or objectives for you to do, spend the time to take the notes on these in detail and do these as much as possible. This will make you successful just by doing what they teach you to do or ask you to do. By doing these teachings and stuff for your mentors and your people that you listen to for your self-development material, this is going to change your attitudes, your routines, your objectives, and all the above. This is needed for you to start a path of success. So let's get on it. Next, we're going to go over getting on a platform. You want to try to get on a platform to where you can listen to the self-development material. I personally like to listen to podcasts. I have a couple people that I follow. Also, you can go buy books if you'd like to. You can go to Barnes & Noble, buy books. But I personally like the idea of having it on my phone. That way I can listen to it in the car. I can listen to it on my headset doing stuff around the house. You want to try to pick a platform for you that works best for you. Something that's very accessible that you can sit down or do stuff and also listen to material at the same time. Also, by having a platform to work off of like Spotify or podcasts, this will also help you when you're in the middle of, oh man, I've already read a book or two this month. I don't really want to get another one at the moment. These free podcasts and stuff will help you in between keep motivated. I'm going to urge you to read at least 2 books a month, if not more. Just know that most millionaires listen to 50 to 60 books a year. A couple of my mentors had told me that. That just proves that being stagnant is not the strategy to being successful. We want to continue to develop our brains and develop our material and success. And the only way to do that is to learn from other people's experiences, to learn from other people's business experiences, other people's life experiences. It's amazing to have that stuff on the back burner so that you can go back and listen to it multiple times if you choose, or read that book multiple times, and that's going to keep you on the right playing field on staying motivated daily. Like I said before, you can read. Particularly like to listen to audibles. I'm on Audible, and I think I'll probably try to see if I can post a link in the description below. You could check it out. I'm not a spokesman for Audible, but I think for the first month you get a couple books for free, and then you get a credit each month on top of that or something like that. And you could also do their subscription or whatever. But I like Audible because every time you buy a book, that book stays there. You could re-listen to it. So when I go fly across the country to see customers, or to see my kids, or to see family and stuff like that, I get to listen to those audibles and stuff like that. I get to go back and re-listen so that it keeps me motivated. And sometimes it takes multiple times to read a book to get all the content out of the book. I know that listening to it one time isn't going to help you drastically. The best thing is to listen to that book multiple times anyway. I find on having a mobile book, it also provides you with the content quick and easy, and it also helps you to get through the content faster so that you can read other content or just leave off where you want to. You can pause right there, and the next time you come back to your Audible or your Audible audio book, it's right there waiting for you. I also like it too because I like to either run on the treadmill or ride the bike in the gym, and that stuff's easy. You could just throw your headset in and listen to it. So to find time for this 2 hours or 2 books a month or 1 hour a day for reading, we want to find a place within our routine just for self-development. So every day, what we talked about routine in the last podcast or two, we need to specifically find a time within our day to do this. This could be when you get up in the morning and you want to go running. You can do this while running or while at the gym. I like to do it at the gym sometimes. Sometimes I don't because I like to have that motivational music also. So you just need to figure out what works for you and what time you can do it in. So what I do is I set aside an hour, and then I particularly like to listen to any self-development material while I'm doing other stuff during the day. You can listen to the material while cleaning up the house. I like to do that. I do laundry and clean the kitchen, sweep, mop. While I'm doing that, I have a headset in, listening to my material. Now, yeah, you can do your 1 hour of self-development material, but I choose to strive for the become better than I am. And, you don't have to do it, but it will help you in the long run to listen to more content. It helps you stay motivated, helps you not fight with your spouse, it helps you, alone to stay motivated. And don't make the excuse of, oh, I can't listen to it out loud because my family's listening and I don't want my kids to hear all this or be bored. Don't ever think about that, because if you make that excuse, that's just less time that you're going to be able to have listening to that self-development material. I particularly like sometimes, I don't do it all the time because, allow my kids to play and do their thing. But sometimes I like to turn it on while I'm doing laundry or cleaning the house. I have it on the TV in the living room. I can easily put a podcast on or, self-development material on Audible or something. And, it's okay for kids to listen to this stuff. Now, I know some people cuss and stuff. By all means, if you choose not to let your kids listen to that, that's up to you. I don't really much either. But if you have that self-development material on, listening ears hear more than you think they do. Just think about that. After I'm done cleaning and listen to the self-development material, a lot of times my kids come up to me and ask me, well, what's this? What's that? How do you make $1 million? Stuff like that. And kids are very curious. So don't you think that maybe, I know you want to protect their childhood, but don't you think that maybe some of this material is good for them to listen to? What if they say, hey, when I was 8 years old, my dad used to listen to this stuff. I'm going to try to listen to it and see what happens. That will easily spark their success. So, don't be afraid to listen to this stuff in front of your family. Sometimes, people may need this. Your spouse may need this. Your mom and dad, your brothers and sisters, whoever is in your family, whoever it is, they may need to hear this stuff too. So by all means, put that stuff on and let it be out loud while you're doing chores and stuff. I also like to do it during mowing lawn, doing yard work. Easy. Most books take about 12 to 14 hours, like long books. So by all means, I think 1 hour a day is pretty good. You can always schedule more than 1 hour a day in your schedule. If you do 1 hour a day, you can probably easily get 2 books in there. And then if you're, driving in the car, listen 20 minutes at a time or whatever, doing errands, that might help too. For note taking during these times while like driving, please, please, please don't text and drive. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, but find a way that you can take notes verbally through, I think I have this app called Keep, and it's a little easier for me to take notes on there. But you could easily take notes nowadays hands-free. Try to do what you can to take notes hands-free. If for some reason you find something on, a podcast or something that on Audible that you like, oh man, I really need to write this down, pull over, have a little handy, pocket notebook with you, write that stuff down. If you're listening to stuff in public and you have a headset on, keep a system to where you can have notebook standing by, because it's always good to have a notebook with ideas and just different stuff that you want to look back on. So I always have like a little notebook. When I was in the military, they gave you those waterproof notepads. I always keep like a waterproof pen or a really nice pen with me too. And I like to keep notes. So that's what I do in public. Sometimes I pull over the truck and I write stuff. I don't care if I'm on the highway. I pull over and put my hazards on and do that. But there is apps out there nowadays that you can verbally say stop and then take notes or something while driving. I know there's some stuff out there. Keep a self-development journal. I normally write down the challenges in my journal or my little notebook and stuff too. That'll keep you on track on completing the challenges daily, doing whatever that self-development material tells you to do. And it's always good to take a paperback book. Like I said earlier, if you like paperback books, that makes you stand out. In my opinion, I like to carry paperback books sometimes when I'm on planes or in public, because people are like, oh man, you're reading a book? That's crazy. And then they start asking you questions and they start talking to you. That may be a good, like, hey, if you like to talk to people for your business or something, that may be a good icebreaker. They ask you, hey, what is that book about? You can tell them, well, I run a business on the side. This book helps me keep motivated throughout the day, stuff like that. So easy stuff like that keep you motivated, keep your business on track too. But also don't be shy in finding a way to do it digitally. I'm old school. I do like books, but ever since I got on like listening to actual audiobooks, it actually pans out a lot easier for me to listen to it a lot quicker, a lot easier. I even have a notebook that I take notes in with all my mentors. So, and I'm old school, when I sit down and actually do my 1 hour of self-development, I literally have one whole notebook just for my 1 hours. That way I can go back and look. I'm old school. Now, when I'm driving or in public, that's when I use my little notepad, or I do that, hands-free note taker or whatever. But when I sit down, I always use pen and paper. But I'm going to try to go digitally because it is hard to keep 20 notebooks. So, but it is good to reference. I put it back in my book. If my kids decide to pull this notebook out, they can easily read it and be like, oh, dang, that's kind of cool. So it is good to have, laying around the house too, just so you can look back on your teachings and stuff. So that's all I have for you, but let's go ahead and kind of recap, and I'll kind of go into detail a little bit more. So just remember that any progress is better than a person choosing not to do anything. So I would like you to get to 1 to 2 books a month, but do what you can. If 1 month is all you can do because you're real busy, do what you can. Maybe you need to get up earlier, maybe you need to stay up later and listen to an audiobook. Do something to make sure you have this self-development material. Staying stagnant is not the path to our success. We want to do what we can to build our knowledge and to become successful. Like I said, we're going to start with the $2 a month. Pace yourself. When you do your self-development material on your routine and schedule, do it. Sit down, actually do it. Don't make hesitations. Don't make excuses. Oh, I've got to do this first. Remember, we talked about routine when your block schedule. If you set that time for self-development, you sit down and do it. It's good, like I said, to do chores around the house and and do other stuff while you're listening. But when you make your 1 hour to sit down and actually listen to self-development material, sit down and actually take notes. Physically meditate on that information and take all that information in 100%, no distractions. So if this means you got to get up early to do it, do it. Or when all the kids go to bed, do that also. And don't forget, once you get that 1 hour in, don't be afraid to do other stuff. Don't be afraid to drive and listen. Don't be afraid to, as long as you can stay focused on the road while you do it. Don't be afraid to do chores and stuff. Have it open for opening ears in your household. Don't be afraid of that stuff. If for some reason that particularly bothers people, go buy yourself a $10 pair of headphones at Walmart. It doesn't have to be Bluetooth. Get something that's super cheap or super easy and, put those headphones in. If someone says, I don't want to listen to that, and your spouse freaks out or your kids freak out, you don't always have to be controlling and say, well, I don't care, it's going to be on there. Stick your headphones in, listen to them. It's not a big deal, Maybe they're not on that same level as you right now. Maybe they're not ready to have that self-development material in their hands to listen to. But that doesn't mean you can't. So when you're doing chores and stuff around the house or driving or doing the lawn, take that time, put the headphones in and listen to stuff. Like we talked about earlier, you want to find a mentor / self-development material on a person who is where you want to be in the future. So try to choose somebody that is, hey, this person's really successful. This guy makes millions of dollars. This lady makes millions of dollars. I want to be in their shoes. You don't got to do exactly what they do, but start listening to the material. That's going to change your life drastically and help you find the passion, if you haven't already found it, on exactly what you are meant to be on this earth for. Like I said, again, find a platform for material. Spotify, podcasts, Audible, anywhere you can get material. Barnes & Noble even has Audible books. There's tons of places you can do Audibles. There's tons of places you can go buy books still days. You can go to an old library, that sells books or something, and you can find some motivational stuff there also. Find a note-taking system that works best for you. In the car, find a way you can do a hands-free. At home, have a little notebook or something in your pocket. Go buy something at the store, some super cheap. Doesn't need to be expensive. And just remember, self-development can change your life and can change lives and people around you. Just from your motivation in general can change people's lives. It's really important and imperative to have the self-development material so that we can stay motivated and stay successful in our everyday lives, businesses, and relationships. So please find the self-development material that works for you and get started today. If for some reason you are in between books again, like I said, go on to podcasts and other platforms. Find a podcast that will get you 1 to 2 to 3 episodes a week that you can listen to on the way to work or when you get up in the morning, like a half an hour episode, 20-minute episodes that you can get on there and actually listen and stay motivated throughout the week. I know that sometimes I'm in between books. I have a couple people I follow on podcasts that easily keep me motivated and up to date on business ideas and just different ideas that I have towards my future and my success. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me today. If you like this podcast or know anyone else that may benefit from these podcasts or any other podcasts that I post, please like and subscribe to this channel right now. And if anybody that you know could benefit from these episodes, please share these episodes with them, with your family and friends that could benefit from this. It's not all about helping ourselves also. It's also about helping other people. So, If any of this stuff will help them, please get it out to them. For listeners that want extra material each week for motivation, please check out my Facebook page and like and follow it at Accountability Mentorship. It's on Facebook. Like and subscribe to that channel. And throughout the week, I post a few times a week different motivational quotes and speeches. Sometimes I'll maybe post videos that I like on there also. So stay motivated. That material will keep you motivated throughout the week, just as a platform that you don't have to listen to it. You can see it with your eyes. Once again, thank you for listening. And remember, change yourself and find your purpose so that you can change the lives around you through your passions. Have a great day. Bye.